What's up, Lions Nation? I am the Soul Man. That's the Stat Man, and we are live for you guys. It is the divisional round coming up tomorrow. We got the Bucs coming into town. How you feeling, Stat Man?
Oh, besides the migraine I've had all day, I'm feeling pretty damn good. I think the Lions are going to kick some ass tomorrow.
I'm hoping. I was hoping currently the Texans. I was hoping they would pull it off and beat Baltimore tonight, but it's not looking too good.
No, definitely not. I mean, it looked like they were keeping it close in the first half, 10-10 game, and Ravens are slowly pulling away from them now.
Yeah, second half, Ravens came out. Dane's in the house, says, what's up? What's up, Dane? Candace says hello. What's up, Candace?
Hello.
Statman, we are at 241 subscribers. Gained another one, so awesome news on that march to 500. So thank you to everybody that has subscribed. And if you haven't, please do so. Also, make sure you share our podcast with all of your Detroit Lions friends out there. Dane says Houston O-line fell apart. Yeah, it's like the second half. They didn't have anything going for Baltimore at all.
You know where they're going to be targeting in the draft and free agency?
Yeah, before I had to mention, I was watching during halftime with some of the coaching moves going on. And how crazy is it to think that it's very possible the Atlanta Falcons' next head coach would be Bill Belichick?
Well, he's had 2 interviews so far now with the Falcons. It's looking like he's about to be locked into that position. The Chargers' head coaching job is still up for grabs, and one name that's swirling around over there pretty big is Jim Harbaugh.
Yep. I just think it's crazy to think about how long Belichick was in New England and now could be coaching another team. It's pretty crazy to, yeah. And Jim Harbaugh coming off that championship with Michigan. He tried it once with the 49ers and then went back. So see how it goes for him this time. Tom and Amy in the house says, hello, everyone. What's up, Tom and Amy? Probably
Hello, Mom.
Statman's mom.
I mean, the Chargers, if you look at it, they have a good team, defense and offense. They just haven't had the coaching staff to get them to where they need to go. Jim Harbaugh comes into a set-up team, one of the top quarterbacks in the league. That's a pretty shiny job for any head coach. If I was Belichick, that's where I'd want to go.
Yeah. And then the other one is one I was kind of surprised about. I don't know how you feel, but Nick Sirianni with the Eagles. I kind of thought they were going to get rid of him for some reason, and they're not, from what I'm hearing. They might make some changes on the defensive side, but they look like they're going to keep him. And Mike McCarthy, they did not extend his contract. They are letting it just run this next season, and that's it. They didn't give him an extension. So he has one more year, it looks like, with Dallas.
I think they're going to watch Sirianni screw up again next year, have a really good regular season, go into the playoffs, lose again. And then same thing on the other hand. You're going to watch Mike McCarthy take the Cowboys and look really good throughout the season and then blow it in the playoffs.
Yep. Like usual. Jason is in the house. What's up, Jason? Says, let's go. What up, though, guys? What's up, Jason? Glad to have you in tonight.
What's going on?
All right, Statman injury report. Cleve Raymond still out with a knee. James Houston, questionable, but was a full participant in practice. Sam Laporta is questionable and was limited in practice, but we did see him play already. This was a topic that you wanted to bring up tonight, specifically James Houston. We'll go into it right now because he's on the injury report as questionable, but was full participant in practice. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, he's dangerous. Last year, he played in 7 games, had 8 sacks. I mean, you can't really deny what he brings to our defense. And then that adds another arsenal for that defensive line and also could help out Aiden Hutchinson on the other side. I mean, you got to love what, like, from the outside looking in, on paper, you got to love what you see, especially seeing Tampa Bay Buccaneers allowed 40 sacks throughout the regular season. I mean, it should be feasting time for our Lions defensive linemen. So we'll see.
Facebook viewer just says, "What's up? What's up?" Also,
What's
Facebook
going
viewer
on?
says, "Hi guys, welcome."
Hello.
Welcome. I know I'm really pumped for this game. I think Khalif Raymond being out does suck. He's pretty dynamic a lot of times, and he's pretty crucial at times when it comes to some pass plays. He's made some crucial plays for us. I think Sam Laporta will be fine. I think probably they were just holding him in practice, not working him so hard. But James Houston coming back is huge. It's big. That opens up a whole nother dimension to our pass rush.
And Khalif Raymond, especially in special teams, is a really big guy to be missing. And he's also come up with some crucial catches throughout the season to get us crucial first downs. But we have Donovan Peoples-Jones. It's been stepping in pretty well at that spot. Mm-hmm. He's made some pretty terrific catches as well. So, I mean, I think as long as our offensive line can hold up and we can give Goff some, time behind the pocket and time to actually make his check down throws and make his progressions through the receivers, I mean, it's going to be hard for Tampa Bay to stop us.
Dane says, "Let's go Green Bay, ? He says, "I hate saying that." Well, it's funny, Dane, because Statman and I were just talking about that. And I want Green Bay to win for one reason. Because there's this conspiracy going around that the Super Bowl is supposed to be Baltimore and the 49ers scripted because of the color of the logo. If the 49ers lose, that debunks the whole thing.
It's time to change that script, though. Mm-hmm. I don't care. Give us the 49ers on the road there. We're going to take them out as well. Lions aren't being stopped this year. This is our year.
Dar says, "Yeah, DPJ scared me on that last punt versus Rams. He could have gotten smoked." Dane says, "Home field."
Yeah, we'd get home field NFC Championship if Green Bay wins. And we win. Obviously, we have to win the next game first, but yeah, I mean, you got to like your chances making it to the Super Bowl. You get home field advantage.
I mean, that, and if you think about if the 49ers get eliminated by Green Bay, we get home field advantage and we win. We play Green Bay in the NFC Championship game, which would be huge. That would be a great game. Just to have that rivalry in the NFC Championship game would be sweet. But would you rather play the 49ers or the Packers? Talking about NFC Championship.
I think I don't know. I think we're well matched as far as talent wise and youth wise with Green Bay. I think 49ers, we have a slight advantage as far as their running back, Christian McCaffrey. Don't make a big deal out of this, but we've been the best team at stopping the run. Christian McCaffrey, if we shut him down, that team falls apart, and you've seen it in other games when 49ers have lost the game.
Well, we talked about this before. The top teams coming into the playoffs were in the NFC were the Eagles and the 49ers, and both of them lately haven't been playing super great. The Eagles are gone. We'll have to see later on how the 49ers are faring, but I think Green Bay is going to could definitely give them a run tonight.
And sure, sometimes having that week off, that bye week to begin the playoffs hurts you.
Dane says, "Need a best of 3 with Green Bay this season." Yeah. Looking at the head-to-head, the Lions pass offense 7th, going against the Buccaneers pass defense, which is 14th. The Lions run offense 4th versus the Bucs run defense 8th. Buccaneers pass offense 16th versus the Lions pass defense 16th. And Buccaneers run offense 28th versus the Lions run defense 1st. The Lions come out with a 3.5 advantage in this game. So basically, the numbers, on paper, it basically says what you just said. We have the number one rushing defense going against a team that doesn't have a very good rushing attack. Their receivers are good, but their offensive line allows a ton of sacks. So that being said, we're capable of stopping the run. We're capable of getting pressure, especially if James Houston comes back. That is a whole different ballgame as far as pressure goes. We could just have a field day and just destroy Baker Mayfield, really.
But the thing is, we got to get home on Baker. We can't let him sit back there and diagnose the field because he's got weapons. He's got Cade Otton. He's got Chris Godwin. He's got Mike Evans, Rashad White out of the backfield. Those guys can all catch the ball, and they can do it effectively. You got to be careful as a defense, and you have to be able to get home with 4 or 5 guys every time because you're going to need that extra help in the back.
Yeah, I mean, if you stop their run game, that takes out one element of the game for them. If we can get that pressure on Baker Mayfield, like you said, with the 4, just the front 4, that's going to help out our defensive backs tremendously. But I don't want to see, like we seen last week, I don't want to see big plays happen. No, if you think about it, the Rams had a lot of big plays last week that kept them in the game with us, I believe. And the Bucs are plenty capable of getting a big pass down the field, just like that, and keeping the game in check. Last time we played them, what was it? 6 to what was the score? 6 to what?
It was 20-6.
And we were missing 4 guys?
We were missing about 8 guys.
Yeah, so they're back. You would think if it plays out like it did last time, we would beat them even worse.
And key injuries in the game included Jahmyr Gibbs. David Montgomery got hurt in that game and didn't return. We had C.J. Gardner-Johnson out, and James Houston was out. Those are our 4 main injuries that you're probably thinking about. But, yeah, I mean, those guys are key pieces to our offense. You had David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs back there in that running back duo. It's hard to stop.
And I know we brought this up already, but we got C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. Now we're getting James Houston back. I think our team is getting back together, and everything's getting back in place at the right time. Honestly, this is it.
And what makes James Houston so versatile, he can get so low to the ground and get under those long, lanky arms of the offensive tackles. And he just gets right around them so quick. Taylor Decker talked about it last offseason, saying that James Houston was the toughest guy he had to block against in practice. And it's because of that. Him being able to get so low to the ground, he just gets right under you, and you have nothing you can do unless you want to tackle him and get a holding call.
Well, and how hungry is he going to be?
Oh, I think he's going to be hungry.
He's going to want to get in there and wreak havoc in that game. And if you're going up an offensive line that has trouble protecting the quarterback against a defensive line that can get pressure on that quarterback, I don't know. I don't want to jinx anything, but I feel like Tampa's going to have a very tough time against our front 4.
And I also think Aiden Hutchinson is more versatile if he plays inside and out and stands up in that outside linebacker hybrid position. He's always excelled that way. And I hope they throw different stunts. Throw him in the inside, him and Houston, and then have him stunt to the outside or vice versa. I think they need to switch it up. They need to get pressure one way or another. They need to throw in blitzes with Melifonwu as safety. I think if they mix up the defense enough, it'll help out our corners that have been struggling against top receivers lately.
Yeah, our two one of them is supposed to be our best corner, who has been struggling the most, I think. But maybe he's got to have a little help on that back end back there. And
Sutton and Vildor have struggled. Brian Branch has actually been playing very well. Hopefully he keeps it up. And 30-10 Ravens apparently now. So that game's a lock.
Dar says Rams are a better team than Tampa. We should be fine. We should be. I agree 100%. We should be fine. We should be able to win this game easily. If you look at everything and all the players, we're getting James Houston back. I like what you said because last week they did move Hutchinson around. There was multiple plays where he started in that stance position and got like a running start almost and did that little spin move, and he was able to get by the offensive lineman quick. And with them doing that, I think they need to keep doing it. Like you said, keep that going, because if you don't know where he's coming from, he's going to be hard to defend. Jason says, give me the Packers. We owe them one. Perry's in the house. Says Lions 34, Bucs 20 is his score prediction. Yep, throw your score predictions in here. Statman and I will share ours in just a little bit. Again, those of you that just popping in, thank you to the new subscribers, and we're at 241 right now on that pursuit to 500. So thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody that's been watching. Make sure you share our podcast with all your Lions fan friends out there. So, Statman, your key to the game, what's the key to the game for the offense and the defense this week going against Tampa?
Key to the game for offense is run the ball and our offensive line. We got to give Jared Goff protection like we've seen a lot last week. We pretty much shut Aaron Donald out besides one play, and that was a play where Goff kind of just pitched it back to get rid of it. But other than that one play, we held our own offensively against Aaron Donald. We just got to do the same thing against Tampa. We can't let him get easy shots at Jared Goff. It really gets in his head. Just like any other quarterback, you get hit enough, it starts messing with you mentally. And then defensively, like I said, we have to get pressure on Baker Mayfield. Just complete opposite. Keep pressure from our quarterback and get pressure on their quarterback. Because with Vildor and Sutton struggling lately in the back end, they're going to need that help. They're going to need some off throws to have some chances at some turnovers. And another thing offensively, we need to score soon and we need to score often. We just need to keep the pedal to the floor. And honestly, we can't let them get back into the game. Baker Mayfield, he's been, kind of passed over as this guy that couldn't make it in Cleveland, was always compared to Johnny Manziel. He's good. He's a competitive guy. If you listen to his mic'd up last week against the Eagles, he gets his team involved in the game, and he can be dangerous. He's a really good leader on the field, and you got a competitive nature like that, he can come back in a game just as well as anybody else. So,
yeah, and I like what you said about, because it's last week when we played the Rams, we came out in the second half and we kind of sputtered out. Honestly, we didn't do a whole lot. We won, but I think we could have won by a lot more if we would have kept the gas pedal going like we did in the first half. So to your point, yes, we need to keep the gas pedal all four quarters. We got to come out in the second half and just keep scoring no matter what the score is. Just keep scoring. Like let's just say for instance that we have a nice cushiony lead going into the fourth quarter. Do we sit anybody?
No. You run up that damn score. Make a point.
I don't think Dan Campbell's the type of coach that sits anyone anyway.
He didn't sit anybody the last game of the season. I don't see him sitting anybody in the fourth quarter if we got a really good lead. We're going to keep playing. We're going to keep the pedal to the floor and get your foot on their throats. While you got them down, just keep going.
Bite the kneecaps off.
Exactly.
Oh, what is your thoughts on old Stafford calling out Melifonwu, telling me he was or was it Joseph? One of the two.
Kirby Joseph.
Yeah, telling me he was a dirty player. You see that video?
Yeah, and he said there's tape on him taking those low hits. But what he's got to understand is he can't be throwing the ball to his receivers in a position where he's able to get hit like that.
How many times do you see a receiver get hit like that in the legs?
A lot. Sam
Exactly.
Laporta got hit like that. That's why his knee's all messed up right now.
Yeah, did Jared Goff walk over there and call that person a dirty player? No. What do you think of the fans and all the controversy of booing Matthew Stafford real quick? I want to get your thoughts on that.
I mean, I think they're just trying to get in his head. I think deep down inside, all those fans that were booing him have respect for him, but he was the enemy in that game. You can't give him cheers and standing ovations. You gotta show what team you're rooting for, and that's what they did by doing that, was booing him.
Agreed. This one's for you. This comment.
Hi, Aubrey and Avery. Oh, sorry. Hi, Aubrey. Seen that one late. But going back to that hit, what do receivers expect? You know, they took out the high hitting on receivers, especially when they're just catching the ball. The only area they have left to hit is low.
If you look at the video, Higbee's foot got caught in the turf when he got hit. That's what made it so bad. If his foot wouldn't have got caught, he would have just flipped upright and that would have been the end of it. But since his foot got caught, he got hurt. It was actually because his foot got caught in the turf. That's why the injury even happened. It had nothing to do with the way he hit him. It was just because his foot got caught in the turf. Like, if his foot just flips out like normal, he just flips over, maybe lands on his back or something. Who knows? But it wouldn't have been like that if his foot didn't get caught.
Well, did you hear CJ Gardner-Johnson being asked about Kirby Joseph with the dirty hit? He said, well, if players want to get upset about Kirby Joseph being a dirty player, why don't they go after their quarterback and tell him to stop throwing the ball in spots where it puts his receiver at risk of getting hit? Because we're there and we're going to make a play.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you throw the receiver across the middle. That wasn't across the middle, but across the middle, you know that receiver's getting hit. Most of the time, he's going to get hit and not even see it coming. Like, they know that as receivers, they're going to get hit like that.
Well, think about Stafford when he was with the Lions. How many times did he put Calvin Johnson in that situation where he's jumping up high for the ball and guys would take out his legs in the air and flip him around? That's why he retired. He got beat up so much.
Well, how do you stop a receiver like that? You can't tackle him up high. He's too fucking big. So you hit him in his leg. Go for his legs. I mean, I don't think there was anything wrong with that at all. And I think it would have been it wouldn't have been anywhere close to as bad as it looked if his foot did get caught. It's plain and simple.
It was a clean hit, plain and simple. Unfortunate for Tyler Higbee that he got hurt, but shit happens.
That's exactly what Dane just said. We ain't playing flag football. Shit happens. Yep. Joseph was flagged hitting JJ up high shortly after he injured Hawkinson, hitting him low. Is what Dar said. Mm-hmm. Jason says his score prediction is 28-10. Our score predictions, I have the Lions winning 31-10, Statman 31-14. I initially was going to go 31-17, but Statman made a good point before we came on, so I changed mine to 31-10 because I don't think they're going to get more than 10 points.
I think they're going to score twice.
Not impossible, but I think we're going to – if everything goes out how we just talked about it, we should put a whooping on them.
Yeah.
But you never know. They could get these stupid big plays. That's what always kicks our butt is these big plays. You know, it's not like a consistent thing. It's just these huge pass plays or one breakout 70-yard run out of nowhere that puts us behind.
Exactly. And then I want to get back to the illegal hits again. If you go back to the Dallas Cowboys-Lions game where Derek Barnes had a clean opportunity to take out Dak Prescott, just completely smash him.
Yep.
What he did is he tried to shoulder shove him. You know why? He was afraid of getting fined and getting a penalty called on him for hitting the quarterback too hard.
You can't even land on him wrong. Really?
Yeah.
You can't.
You really can't.
If you land on too flat or whatever with too much body weight, it's a penalty.
If that was Ndamukong Suh going at Dak Prescott on that play, Dak Prescott would have been probably dead.
No holding back. I bet you that's why Suh is he's not playing, right? Suh?
No, he tried landing on a team before playoffs, but that's all he's looking for is a ride for another Super Bowl. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Lions are like, no, not interested. Sorry.
Well, Statman, who is going to be your in the zone player?
In the zone player, I'm going to go offense and defense this time. My offensive in the zone player has got to be David Montgomery. Getting hurt in the last game against the Buccaneers, I think he's going to have a little chip on his shoulder to do something against Tampa this time around. And then on defense, I'm going to go with the one and only, Aiden Hutchinson. I think he's going to have a massive game tomorrow. Get ready, Baker, because he's coming at you. And that guy's got a high motor. He ain't stopping anytime soon.
I will go offense and defense as well. I usually do anyway. But offense, I'm going to go with Gibbs, another one of our running backs. I feel like last week he didn't get as much as I was hoping he would, but I think this week him and Montgomery are going to tear it up. And then on defense, I'm going with the guy that is coming back. That's questionable. Hopefully comes back. If he plays, James Houston is going to be my pick for in the zone player.
Well, another thing, too, is Gibbs missed that first meeting against Tampa as well. So Tampa gets a taste of what Jahmyr Gibbs is like now. I mean, Craig Reynolds played that most of that game, and Craig Reynolds was tearing him up. So, I mean, you throw Gibbs and Montgomery in there, are two actual starters.
Yeah, it could be pretty bad for them. Dar says, yeah, but look at all the field goal we stopped them to. We gave up big plays, but red zone D is on point. Yeah, that's a good point. J-Mo, he had a deep touchdown last time versus Bucs. He did. They started changing it up with J-Mo too. Not just looking at him like a deep, straight out vertical threat. He's been catching a lot more other routes, which was pretty interesting to see.
When he gets his route running down, J-Mo's going to be one of the more dangerous receivers in the NFL. I can see him having Justin Jefferson type numbers.
Mm-hmm. Jason says cornerbacks have the smallest window to hit someone. I'm sure these guys have families to feed, and those fines are not cheap. And I love Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, I love Matt Stafford too, but when he's playing against us, he's the enemy.
Yeah. 100%. You could see it in Stafford's interview too, that he was not thrilled. He looked like he just woke up, gave out of a truck or something. That's what he looked like.
Yeah.
All right. I think, we hit everything we needed to hit. We are tomorrow, 3:00. The Bucs come into town, take on our Lions. I know you said you had a migraine all day, but I feel like if you don't do this next thing, then we might not win.
You don't got to worry about it. I'm singing the fight song. All right, Lions, let's get this dub tomorrow, divisional round. Let's make our way to the NFC Championship. Just one game closer to our first Super Bowl. Let's fucking go. Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield. And when the blue and silver wave, Stand and cheer the brave. Rah, rah, rah. Go hard, win the game. With honor, you will keep your fame. Down the field and gain a Lions victory. Go Lions! Let's go, one pride, baby. Let's
Hey,
get this win tomorrow.
On behalf of myself, the Stat Man, thank you all for watching. We will see you all Monday after the game. Till then, one pride. Let's go Lions.
One pride.